Oh, so today's question is, Harley, what do you do about sugar rush? How do you prevent this? Sugar rush. What I do is I wear a bicycle helmet. I do it up. I get my glass. I get this is my blended cantaloupe or rock melon if you're in the southern hemisphere. Whoa. Try not to drop it on your lap. I just drink that. This is breakfast. I already had my water this morning. When the sugars, I can feel the sugar coming on now. Whoa, it's head spin. It's coming on strong. You always put the glass down. And then I normally collapse. I normally collapse for about 10 seconds. And then while wearing the helmet, perhaps you don't hit your head. And then starting to get conscious again, like semi-conscious. So that's how I deal with sugar rushes. That's what works for me. You know, what works for me, not what worked for you. I don't really know. I'll sort of sit on the fence. I don't really sort of say much. I'll sort of say what impresses people. I don't really tell people what they need to hear. But seriously, sugar rush, when people eat fruit and they get a sugar rush, it's for a few reasons. First one, they're dehydrated. Most people don't drink enough water. They eat fruit, think, I don't need to drink water. You need to drink water. Wake up in the morning, have a litre of water, even if you're having watermelon for breakfast. Or drinking coconut water for breakfast, have 1 litre of water before your breakfast. 2, they're eating high-fat diets. People, I don't eat a high-fat diet. I'm low-fat. I use olive oil. Olive oil is low-fat. And so olive oil is 100% fat. So when we're drizzling oil on our salads, you know, the body doesn't really recognise oil. It's just 100% pure refined fat with no water, carbohydrates, or protein or fibre. So it just sticks in our cells and it coats our insulin receptor sites. So when we consume some carbohydrates, sugar tries to go in the cell. It can't because it's getting blocked by excess fat. Blood sugar goes up. We get that sugar rush feeling. And then we get a bit of a crash. So people go, you know, you're up and down, up and down. You are if you're eating a high-fat diet. Get rid of the oils. Get rid of the animal products. Get rid of the excess nuts and seeds and avocado. And have those nuts and seeds and avocado in minute amounts. To be objective, try and keep your fat intake under 10% of your total calories, not just in a day, but long term, over the months and the seasons, and you won't get the sugar rushes everyone talks about. And probably the third biggest factor is sleep. Most people don't get enough sleep. Why? Because we live in this crazy society that says, if you go to bed when the sun goes down, it means you're sick. I say, staying up late means you're sick. You know, it's a sick habit to get into, and it's going to make us sick eventually. So what I recommend for optimum health and sugar metabolic perfection is go to bed early. Try and go to bed when the sun goes down, or at least, you know, close to that, 8 p.m. perhaps. I was watching a bird fly past just then. Birds don't sit around late at night unless they're an owl. Most birds, unless they're nocturnal, when the sun goes down, they're down. So that's what I recommend is early to bed, early to rise. So that's my tip. Get your sleep, keep your fat intake low, stay hydrated, and you won't have these sugar rushes that people go on about. And another thing I'll squeeze in there is that people don't eat enough carbs because they're fearing carbohydrates, they're fearing fruit, or they're fearing, you know, starches or whatever. I prefer fruit. Fruit works better for everybody, but I understand that most people don't live in a sort of a system where they want to eat fruit, and that's fair enough. So eat your carbohydrates, get them in there, because your body won't be able to produce enough serotonin